Not very often that I see something that's really, really, really good, but we're going to read this. And this is only because, it's not, no fooling. This is actually really, really well written. And, much I joke around and shit like that, I am a connoisseur of the English language. This guy knows how to write, no joke. Let's go and go from here. So this is from Rocket FX. And no, I'm not going to go and say his name out loud. You can go to Diyma and figure that shit out for yourself. Hello everyone. I hope you are all safe and healthy. I've been lurking around here for a couple of years, but since this has been my first post, I should probably introduce myself. Hi, I'm Expleted Deleted. I live in blank blank in the USA. Now that's out of the way, a little background for the context before I go to the giant rant about my current dilemma. Back in the 90s, high school and college for me, I was obsessed with audio, and eventually, my best friend and I started a car audio company, Exotic Audio. I designed and built sub-enclosures, mostly designed them with a program in BASIC that I found in a loudspeaker book. And he handled alarm systems and wiring. I'm colorblind. Over a few years, we built quite a few systems, including a couple vehicles that took several trophies at national IASCA events for sound quality. Then, I met a girl, decided I needed a real job, and that was the end of that. The girl only worked out for a few years. In retrospect, I should have stuck with audio. Fast forward to 25 years, and I'm now a professional cabinet and millworker, builder, and installer. And I also own a small business that specializes in nightclub lighting, special effects, and custom voltage LED installs. All skills I learned from my car audio days. Regarding car audio, it's an entirely different world now. The brands I used to trust and revere are either gone or went to crap. And there seems to be an endless number of boutique brands, each with a cult following. And apparently, we are all supposed to buy components based on their computer models and customer endorsements. Short story long, I have a fair amount of experience, but most of my product and tuning knowledge is now obsolete. Back to the topic at hand. About 2 years ago, I purchased the nicest car I've ever owned. It was a 2015 BMW i3 BEV, or battery electric vehicle. I held out for the one that I had every option I wanted, right down to the color, interior, and most importantly, the Harman Kardon sound system. So far, I only have 3 complaints with the car. 1, the range sucks, but I knew that was what I was getting into. The cup holders are terrible, and the Harman Kardon sound system is indeed an embarrassment. Specifically, there is no low end. I did some research and found some products and hashed a plan. Then I got busy. I forgot about it until the pandemic left me with lots of time to think about it. And then I did some research, and now I am just confused. A little bit about the system. The BMW i3 with the Harman Kardon upgrade has approximately 12 speakers and a 7-channel amp. There are 4 mids and tweeters in each door, a center channel with a 4-inch and a tweeter, and a 6x9 subs in the kick panels, of course. 5 of the channels drive the 4s and tweeters. The remaining 2 are dedicated to the subwoofer. I don't hate the way it sounds, so initially I set out to just add a subwoofer, and I purchased an SI BM Mark IV 12-inch subwoofer. I chose this woofer because it had good specs, and it's lightweight, not trying to kill my range. My plans were to purchase an Audio-Tech Fisher Match UP7 BMW amp, as it is a direct replacement for the Harman Kardon amp, and comes with a DSP, or a digital signal processor, and possibly a second amp for the sub. But now, I'm on the fence about needing the second amplifier. Maybe I can just use the 2 channels that power the 6x9 subwoofer to instead power the 12-inch subwoofer. Or maybe I can eliminate the rear speakers, use those channels to power the 6x9s, and then use the channels meant for the 6x9s to power the subwoofer. But then I read on the BMW forum that there are no passive crossovers between the 4-inch, mid-range, and tweets. Just a cap on the tweeters. So maybe I should also build some passive crossovers, or get an 8-channel amp and rewire the whole car so that every other speaker is actively crossed over. Then, shouldn't I also upgrade all the speakers? Do I need to bother replacing the 6x9s? Maybe install some 6-inch subwoofers in their place? Maybe I need to add back in some rear fill. Holy crap, I forgot about the Dynamat. I just wanted more low end. And here we are. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I've decided that I really don't like anything about hardened carbon systems, but I certainly don't want to spend $20,000 in 5 years of my life upgrading it. Regardless of where this all ends, I will start with the SI sub mounted in the floor behind the rear passenger seat, with the match amp initially powering everything. So I'll need to figure out which set of speakers up front gets sacrificed for the channels. I'm open to suggestions. I know I'll need a measurement mic and some software, but I'm not sure about anything else. For reference, I've read Andy Wemmehire's posts on AudioFrog regarding tuning. So I'll use that as part. I'm sorry, guys. This is actually really beautifully written. I know I'll need a measurement mic and some software, but I'm not sure about anything else. For reference, I've read Andy Wymer's post on AudioFrog regarding tuning, so I'll use that as my starting point. I'm open to suggestions for what I should tackle first. Recommendations for mids and highs, including on whether or not I should keep the 6x9s, and anything else that's relevant. For reference, my listening is a mix of podcasts and dance music, primarily deep house, with some dubstep and trap for good measure. I usually over satellite radio. I'm also open to suggestions regarding higher quality audio sources. Thanks for reading my rant. Cheers, BMW owner. I wish I could have done that true justice, but that is a beautifully written post. Bottom line, so I'm uploading it. This isn't for anybody else, really. It's really just for Diyma guys. But it's not very often, right, that people take the time to really write out a very good introduction, especially when you're coming onto a forum like Diyma. And the reason why this is important and why I bothered is essentially like when you come to a forum, right? Because people are here to help you, all right? We actually like doing that. It's fun, all right? And, it's kind of like a little bar, we're all just kind of hanging out and chilling. So that's why I really appreciate people who take the time to write a really good bio like this, a really good entry. And it's full of, there's no bullshit, there's no filler, there's no I want the best, and I'm only willing to pay $500 for it. You know what I mean? I think that if you really are coming in and you're saying, I want the best, but then you have this idea, you're like, well, I want the best, but that's kind of expensive. That's a little out of my budget. Look, bottom line, I'm a budget audiophile. Let me make that very clear, but I have some very high-end equipment because, fuck it, I like it. I like high-end stuff. But the reason why I focused on the budget portion of the audio is simply because, I got tired of hearing, I can't afford it. Well, that's bullshit. And another reason why this post really, really sings out to me here is that, I'm glad that he has a trade now. I'm glad that he has invested in himself. But at the end of the day, right, sometimes you really need to focus on yourself first, because as a man, right, and this is just side advice, take it or leave it, I don't really care. I'm a big tail guy and I don't give a shit. As a man, as a young man especially, Why do you think she's around you in the first place? Why do you think women are attracted to you? Because of what you do, right? When you change for them, you're not doing them any favors. They like you because of who you are already. They like you because you're dangerous. You're not civilized. You're fun, okay? And I'm not saying that once you change occupations, you're not fun anymore, but what happens? You start investing yourself someplace else, and unfortunately, that drive, gosh, it's hard. Like I said, dude, I'm not a chick, so I can't really go ahead and just give you, and girls don't know what the hell they like anyway. But the reason why a lot of relationships fail is because you change for them. Women don't want you to change. All right? They say they do. They love you being a sarcastic prick of a dick and generally being, well, a cat almost. Really, if you really want me to give you a very good analogy, cats don't really do what you tell them to. What type of pets do women like the most? Just saying. Anyway, so this is a beautifully written post, and I absolutely wish that more people would take the time or even have the ability to write something this nice. So, whatever. Not trying to, wax your carrot or anything, whoever you are, but very good. No kidding. I mean, I know I'm not an English major, right? But I do appreciate well-written stuff. And when it's real, and I mean truly real, pretty awesome. This is Ivy 503. Have a great one.